G'day folks and welcome to Fabulous Footy Flashbacks. Well, if you're a Fremantle Dockers fan, you're going to love this because in 3 years you've really put your mark on the competition under Gerard Neesham. Now we've got three great games for you today. The first is in 1995 round 3. You play Fitzroy. A disappointing crowd of 7,500 though sees Fremantle make history.
To get back. So the start of the final term, Fremantle in a wonderful position to win their first match in the AFL. Burton to go. Malloy is going to do the ruck work by the look of it early in this final term. Here's Waters, caught, dropped the footy, bit lucky I think. Play on called from the centre. Boyd, who's kicked 3 goals, comes to half forward. Pike, and well played Edwards, who I think has been excellent since going into the back line after starting on the centre wing. Goes to Norrish at half back. He's one of the 11 players who I mentioned earlier who had AFL experience in the 21 going into this game. Burton, now free kick going to Zanotti, or no, to Burrows against Zanotti. That's undisciplined by Zanotti. Burrows, ball holds up into the breeze. Wills sits and waits. Well played by Wills. Gets onto the left. Wobbles it to full forward. Bouncing footy, and not a bad result. I reckon that's what Wills would have liked, the ball to go out of play. Right up alongside the behind post with Fremantle deep in attack. They're in the left forward pocket. A goal here you think would break the Lions' spirit. Fitzroy can't afford Fremantle to score in this final term if they have any hope at all. Hawkins, a little give was okay. Mitchell's kick to half back. McGregor. Then Boyd. Boyd under pressure from Allen, the two captains together. Paxman's give good to Stretch.
Stretch now the chance, a long kick up to the forward line, looking for Johnson. Johnson in front of Leach. Punched on. Here's a chance for McCarthy back on the ground. Parker and McCarthy both trundle the ball towards the boundary line, and over it goes about 40 metres from the Fitzroy goal. So when they move the ball very quickly, Don, it goes into that forward line fast.
Well, it does, and that's the way forwards like the ball delivered, because they want to get the drop on the back man. If the ball can come in quickly, they can make a break. But when it slowly comes in slowly, you really can't get away from your opponent if you're a forward. Burton,
front position, in front of McCarthy. Tapped on. Here's a chance for Jones now. Good tackle by Fitzroy.
He's a terrier, Johnson.
Breaks clear for Baldwin now. A chance with Abraham. This will be a test of the two speedsters. Baldwin using his body.
No, there was a free kick.
Okay, plays on, gives it to Malloy. Malloy to Atkins now. Here's a chance into the goal square. Johnson, the sit, goes. Oh.
This is a funny thing about the rule. Had he have taken the mark, it would have been paid, and because he didn't take it, free kick. Now watch this. He goes up. Now, had he have taken that, that would have been a mark. No free.
Well, he certainly got up high too, didn't he? Here's McGregor. Centering kick, the disciplined thing to do to the front of the goal square. Oh, good mark by the kid. Gee, showed a bit there. The highs and lows of AFL footy. A moment ago, standing on a bloke's shoulders, and they're having to take a courageous mark down low.
And he's not a bad kid at that.
It's a good mark, wasn't it? O'Reilly was going to be always hard at him, he knew that.
He laid a terrific tackle a couple of minutes ago too.
So Johnson surely to kick his first and to give Fitzroy some hope. He's got it.
Well, his first and a real goal. We've seen that displayed today by the number of tackles he's laid, and they've been terrific tackles. Great to see a forward work like that, but more importantly, a young fellow who is capable of doing those type of things. Tackling, showing the defensive side of the game, but he's also got a lot of courage. He doesn't mind standing up for himself too.
7-8 plays 14-12. Malloy and Burton out of the centre by Boyd. Good kick. It's cleared now for Fitzroy. Here's a chance now for McCarthy on the run. The gloves are back on. He's caught. Parker's a chance. Play on to the call. Atkins over to Pike to McCarthy again. Fitzroy cannot break clear. Waters now. Waters to clear out to centre wing. Burton and Malloy again. Oh, Malloy, good use of the body. Maybe he should have been on earlier in the game, Don. What do you think?
Well, he's been in wretched form, so that's why he started on the bench.
Kicks up. Oh, good strong half by Pike. That's what we want to see. That's what Fitzroy want to see at least. Pike kick one here, I think in the second quarter. He's only kicked one. He'll kick probably from 52 metres. Breeze behind his back. Or toes it a bit. And through for one behind.
1 goal, 3. Martin Pike. The wind has dropped a little bit here at the Western Oval. It was blowing from the north, blowing left of right early on in this game.
They'd need a gale, wouldn't they, Fitzroy? At this stage, they'd want it to blow and blow. O'Reilly, not bad distance, as Don said. It has eased off. Hawkins, ineffective. Burton went to ground. Miller and Allen, pretty happy to see it go out of the line. Baldwin with him. Ben Allen today, 16 and 3. Good job. I've mentioned earlier, I don't think he's as free as I've seen him. I don't reckon he's 100% fit. But he's still done the job. And one passage of play was memorable in the centre. Here's Abraham to Miller. Kicked a couple of goals, a little rover. Centre wing, Gilbert, who's been off the ground a bit. Man back to Gilbert. Now, can he get it inside to Wills? He does. Wills stops props. That's a very bad handball by Wills. Taken by Bizzotto. Awkward kick into the centre. It sits beautifully for Atkins. Squares it to McCarthy. Normally a long kick. Chips away. Out to half forward. Hogg has to go. O'Reilly's at the better. Hogg's done a hammy, I think. He's in trouble, Hogg, with a hamstring.
It didn't look as if he could run that freely when he came out and attacked it. Now limping. Kick it.
Back to O'Reilly, out of play. Well, Hogg will probably come off, I think.
Well, the old body's had it. He's just not moving the way he used to, Jeff Hogg, which is unfortunate.
Sad to see, isn't it? Former top liner really struggling in a club that's struggling and now having to come off rather ungraciously. Here goes O'Reilly from half-back.
Burton has the sit. Ball goes over his head, off the ground by Zanotti. Punch clear by Parker. McCarthy's a chance. Atkins now. Boyd, good clever body work. Malloy didn't really attack it as fast as he may have should have. Johnson here to set it up for Atkins. Put under pressure. Atkins to Johnson. Great play, Simon Atkins. Johnson, chance for his second. Puts it through for Fitzroy.
Well, Chris Johnson's second, but what a handball from Atkins. Involved in a couple of occasions and it followed up, and I thought, well, this is an ambitious handball from on the ground. Now, what's this? Malloy could have gone a little harder. There's Johnson, the first. And there's Atkins to Johnson, who followed on well. Great passage of play, Fitzroy. He's still quite a deficit.
Johnson with 2 goals. They're chipping away. The power of Atkins' handball there, the key, wasn't it, when he went to ground. Able to still get it out. Miller, Waters. Quick goal here to Fitzroy would really lift, but a free kick coming back to Scott Waters in the centre. Hogg went off the ground a moment ago. Wharf came on. It's 8-9 to 14-12, 39 points the margin. But it was out to 52 at one stage. Waters has kicked inside 50. Nothing positive happening out of all of that. Now you can see Hogg here, Don.
Now, I don't know what injury it is, but there he is limping. Whether it could be the hamstring, I thought maybe Achilles, it could be really anything.
Malloy goes along with Mann. Miller had his hands on it and held up. He's 26, Peter Miller. East Perth won the best and fairest there in 1992. There are our umpires, Gavin Dorr, Steve McBurney and Tim Pfeiffer today. Ben Allen pushes it forward. Stephen Stretch. Left foot round his body. And that's out on the full. So bad result there for Fitzroy. And getting back Peter Miller to take the free kick from that out of bounds on the full.
Miller decides to chip in. Create some space. Jones plays on and kicks long into the forward line. Here's a chance for Mann. Zanotti over the top. Good punch. Unable to clear. Allen around the corner. Looks good. Over Wills' head. Hawking. Oh, good poise by Hawking. Zanotti has a look around. Kicks short over the top of Stretch's head. Boyd got possession. Bizzotto on the run. Good mark by Bizzotto. Good vision by Boyd. Atkins again. Fantastic of Simon Atkins. 15 and 22. Over the top is Leach. Play-on's the call to kick it. Parker again. Parker looking short for Burrows. Burrows can't mark. Ball still in play. Good tap onto Burton. Let's see some agile Burton. Off the ground to Zanotti. Zanotti fumbles. Plenty of time now. Kick around the corner. There's a chance for Mitchell. Let's play on. Everyone stopped. Mitchell on the left foot up to centre half forward. Punch clear. Dent off the ground. Good play. Paxman's a chance. If he runs onto the ball. Pike around the corner. Fitzroy, another great goal. 3 quick runs. They're 9th on the board.
And that's Pike's second. I think he conned the Fremantle players, and it looked like he was going to handball it off to Paxman. And here's the build-up. The ball off the ground, and here's Paxman running to the right. It looked like he was going to hand it off, but then decided to do it himself. His second goal, Martin Pike.
Suddenly some respectability, isn't there, in the score? 9-9, 14-12. Waters out of the centre. Good distance into the breeze. Hutton's got it. Was always out in front and took the mark, but you wouldn't fancy him from here.
Is it straight kick of the football?
Well, obviously you do, Don. Hutton's kick. Gee, you're a good judge, Don Scott. Remind me never to argue with you again, Scotty. 2 goals to Hutton, and I think if any chance the Lions may have had a moment ago has dissipated with that one. 15-12, 9-9.
Well, I was a little bit worried about the distance, but then again I looked at the trees and there is no wind here at the Western Oval. But he is a very, very accurate kick for goal, John Hutton. He's made the most of his opportunities. He's kicked 2 goals, 1.
Peterman's just come off for Todd Ridley. Here's a chance for... It's Boyd. Fresh air shot. Umpire doesn't call a high tackle. Kick it now. Round the corner. Stretch. Mark. Stretch plays on onto his left foot. Finds Baldwin. Drive it into the forward line. It's moved quickly, as Don said before. The forwards, that's the way they like it. Pike's in the sit over his head. Good mark to Edwards. Edwards now settles down, kicks it out to Waters. Got about 50 metres in front of him now. Waters elects to bounce once, kicks up to centre wing. Not a real good kick, past. Oh, it is. Oh, good tackle on Stretch. Good tackle on Stretch, yes. Ridley's a chance. Really weights it beautifully to Weldell Johnson. He chips it in very nicely to Wills. About 15 to 20 metres out. This will make it very difficult now for Fitzroy if Wills puts this through.
Yet to kick a goal, Wills.
Kick looks good. It's a goal to Fremantle. It's their 16th. 16-12. 108 plays Fitzroy, 9-9-63.
And here's the play, and that was a terrific tackle by Abraham. Should have been paid that tackle, but I suppose the advantage could have been played because Fremantle in control. And the chip, you could say loose play, but they drew a player by running down the ground, Fremantle, and it leaves a chip over to Wills, who kicked his first.
Margin back out to 45 points, 16-12, 9-9. Waters has been pretty good all day. Boyd out of the centre to Atkins. Tackled by Waters on him. And it's going to be a bounce. Waters has had 10 kicks, 11 handballs. Atkins 14 and 22. And Boyd, who was in the play also, is 18 and 13 and 3 goals. Malloy goes, wins it against Burton. Waters again. Bad handball that time. Ben Allen off the ground. Peter Miller at centre wing. Round his body. Gilbert overrun by Wharf. Gilbert onto his left. Kicks it into the pocket. Abraham, oh, good grab at the back. I thought he was out of sorts there. He's so clean, Abraham, in everything he does. He's got beautiful hands and a lovely kick. He's kicked 3 goals. He's only 20 years of age. Keeps it low, front of the square. Kick it was there. Punched away out of play. Well, there's still a little way to go. Under 10 minutes now, but this Fremantle team will be getting excited shortly because they're not far away from their first victory in the AFL. And what a tremendous impression they've created in the 3 games to date. Hawking. I'm just thinking ahead. They've got Geelong next Friday night at the Wacker. That's going to be a big one. Andrew Wills, a big one for him too next week as an ex-Geelongie. And O'Reilly right to the goal square. Off hands. Malloy couldn't hold it. Punches it away. Atkins, he must be dog-tired. Out wide. Norris didn't get it far enough. Chips to Waters. Takes the mark. At about 40 metres. Tell you what, Don, they'll give the Cats a run for their dough on Friday night at the Wacker.
Well, this will be a very interesting game. I was just surprised that Atkins kicked then. I thought he could have made a better effort than that. Kicked it along the ground.
Good kick, Waters. Got his first.
Well, it was a bad mistake coming out of the back line by Fitzroy. That's a great kick by Wills. Hard on the boundary line. At least he put it up into the face of goal, centred the ball. But here's Atkins running onto the ball. Really didn't look, as you can see there. Grubs it along the ground. Easy for Norris. Straight across to Waters, who made no mistake.
17-12 to 9-9. So again, as we've seen in the second quarter, into the breeze. Fremantle have been able to withstand the challenge and then come away from Fitzroy. Stretches high ball to fall forward. Players caught out of position for Fitzroy, but not for Fremantle. And Stephen O'Reilly, another ex-Geelong, takes the mark. Goes out wide. G. Parker's been impressive. Over the top to Waters, who's gathering momentum as the game goes on. Waters out towards half forward. Wharf goes early, takes the finger tipper, I should say, and takes the mark. He's just 18, this kid. Rowan Wharf. And that's really Fitzroy's future, isn't it? And they're youngsters. They've just got to keep going with them now. Nice mark by Pike. It's been a good pickup from Melbourne. 2 goals today. Lots of kicks. That one low and neat to the goal, towards the goal square. Free kick, I think, to Johnson, is it?
Yes, it is to Johnson, and the umpire right on the spot to pay that. He was in front once again, Johnson. He was playing behind earlier today. And the free kick just right of screen. You can see him down. He was pushed in the back.
He's kicked a couple, Don, and he really should goal from here, and does. So Johnson's got his third. And Fitzroy get up to 10 goals. Burrows and Johnson not too happy with one another, but they'll forget about that in a moment. That's the first time Fitzroy's kicked 10 goals this season, so they've achieved a little milestone here today, at least 10-9 to 17-12.
It's not bad at mouthing off, is he, Johnson, for a youngster? I wish I was as confident in him at this stage of his career. McCarthy coming off, Cook coming on for Fitzroy.
Gee, you weren't bad in the mouthing off department.
Not at his age.
Donny, come on. Ball is bounced now. Malloy, Burton. Malloy, the good leap.
Good job.
Great tap. Over to Leach now. Leach and Johnson again, the man of the moment. Ball going over the boundary line, just on between centre wing and half forward for Fitzroy.
Bit of the sting's gone out of it, Don, hasn't it?
I was just wondering, what's the height of Malloy? Has anybody got that? Because he could play in the ruck. He's got a good leap.
Well, he is playing in the ruck.
Well, I know,
yeah,
but I mean, he could play as a
yeah.
permanent. They've used him as a shock trooper there today because they've used Cook, they've had Hawking, and now they've got Malloy, but he certainly does jump up well, Malloy.
Well, the ball's just been punched out of bounds. Another 10 metres closer to Fitzroy's goal.
6'3", 92 Ks. He could play in the ruck.
Fremantle by 45 points. 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Free kick to Cook. Elects to play on. Gives it to Boyd. Boyd kicking to centre forward. Looking for Paxman. Paxman, ball punched away by Jones. Good defence. Miller now a chance. Miller, worm burner. Finds Kickett. Handball to Waters through the centre of the ground. Chipping as they like to Allen. Allen now about 65 out from goal. Has a bounce on his left foot. Chips in short to Wills. Good mark to Wills. 40 metres out for the Fremantle goal. Chance for Wills to put through his second. Just kicked one about 5 or 10 minutes ago.
Has done all right today for the Dockers. Andrew Wills.
Wills from 35, 40. Waits it well. Does the wind bring it back enough? It doesn't. One behind.
Interesting to see how Wills turns out this year with the Dockers.
Yes, I think they'll be a little disappointed, Bruce, up until this stage.
10-9, 17-13. He played every game with Geelong last year. It was a surprising stat because not the first man picked, but every time they played last year, he was amongst it. Wardell Johnson comes back to centre half forward. Gilbert underneath it. Gets a shove for his troubles from Zanotti, but takes the mark. He's had a quiet one too, Don Gilbert.
He's been off the ground in the first half. I remember him trotting on with not much enthusiasm when he did come back on.
Just one kick, one mark, 4 handballs. Lackadaisical type of player, isn't he? He's got that. I mean,
he had his back turned to the goal as he went back then too.
It's a good kick. He's got the goal. So Gilbert's first goal, and Fremantle up to 18-13 to 10-9. Just thinking, Don, he's one of those players, there's a lazy look about him, and he may be doing his best, and you might be a bit critical of him, but he's got that laziness about him, just the way he plays it.
Yes, he has had a groin problem. And here's the build-up once again. Getting away is Gilbert. He's a solid player. Zanotti, very lucky not to be penalised on that occasion. So that's his first goal. Phil Gilbert.
Fitzroy 10-9 plays Fremantle 18-13. There's a chance now for Stretch. Oh, good follow-up by Stretch. Handball out of the pack. Gives Fitzroy the advantage. Leach now off the ground. Oh, Jones. Good, tough, strong backman. Burrows has the run now. Burrows twisting, turning. Zanotti into his back. Is he Hutton held? Kicks it off the ground. Wills and Baldwin. Ball bounces towards the boundary line. Not a chance. 3 or 4 metres around the Fremantle goal. I think Fitzroy are holding a few of the sore spots at the moment. It's been a pretty tough game. They've all thrown themselves in. Burrows, Abraham. Baldwin, round the left foot. McGregor, round the corner. Oh, good tackle by Wills. Dispossessed. Zanotti, dodging. Over the shoulder. Chance for Burton, can't mark. Waters. Oh, strong tackle by Fitzroy. It was Cook on top of Waters. A ball up on centre wing. They look pretty tired, Bruce.
Yeah, they've worked hard. 18-13, 10-9. But I reckon Fremantle will be able to break the 4-minute mile. 4 laps around here after the siren goes. The adrenaline will be pumping so high after the win. Atkins to centre half forward. Ridley's hip and shoulder. Dent's going to run out of mates here. There's just no one back there to help him. Good take by Leach down low. He's been impressive. Goes out to Ben Allen wide. Will it sit? It does. What a great player he was at Hawthorn. Best and fairest in their premiership year in '91. Had nobody to kick it to, so he kicked it to the space. Wharf gets it back. Again, the Fremantle tackling's been good. Atkins sweeps it out wide. He must be high in the best players. His Wharf comes out towards McGregor. McGregor inside to Stretch. Gets around Norris this time. Neat looking kick out wide to half forward. Marked by Dent. Started it to half back. Goes towards goal. That's a good kick. It's a goal. Well done.
Well, I didn't know whether Dent was going for the pass or going for goal, because he had a pass from Paxman, who gave him the lead. Then decided he'd go himself. Now, they could have overdone it here a little bit. A kick could have been sufficient, but then it was a great delivery by Stretch across to Dent. Stretch could have given it off to McGregor, but there, fairly casual kick for goal, but he had Paxman, hands on knees goes Paxman, so obviously he's done a lot of running.
It's his first goal, Don, in league footy, Dent. 11-9 to 18-13.
Waters. That's his 13th handball today. Over to Leach. Been a good player all day as well. Miller again. Fremantle had a lot of top players. Wills now running around opposition players. Goes for a bounce on his left foot from about 60 metres out. Chips into Burton. Straight on the chest. Burton plays on and puts it through. Very good play by Burton.
Well, I watched Malloy, his immediate opponent, trotting back in the centre of the ground. No, it's a free kick, obviously brought back. There's something happening behind play. That goal disallowed.
Well, it's confused everyone. Well, we're on the wing. Allen's hurt himself. I think he's got kicked in the fingers. McGregor finding Boyd. Boyd about 65 out. Keen to get it in there quickly. Goes very long, looking for Dent. Punch clear by O'Reilly for a behind.
I think the free kick was against Gilbert, just the way he's been talking to the umpire. Must have been for Shepherd or something off the ball.
Behind play, yes.
Yep, because it was a confusion. Bad luck too, because the big Spider kicked a very good goal, which would have been his second. Here's Miller from the back pocket. 11, 10, 18, 13. Atkins goes to ground. A free kick surely. Wills hanging on. So Atkins from half-back.
What are his stats today? 23 handball, 40 possessions.
Simon Atkins, half forward, I should say, goes in. Good lead by Paxman, and nice stretch and mark.
Great kick too.
Yeah, he's been good, Atkins, no question about that. So Paxman going at his first goal today. Not known as a goal kicker, more as a defender. Not bad off the boot. Umpire goes away at the end and says just the one behind. 11-11 to 18-13. Paxman with a point. That's his first score for the day. Got a minute and a half remaining. The Dockers are going to win their first game in the AFL against the hapless Lions. Ball comes out wide. Norris the target. McGregor with him. Almost out. Boyd slings it back in to Dent. It certainly hasn't been the worst. Nice chip pass. Mitchell didn't go far enough, obviously, to Waters. Waters gives it back towards Malloy.
Malloy now from 55. Pumps it into the square. No, it's a great looking kick, but only offline to the left. Only one behind. Malloy goalless today. Spent most of the time on the bench in the first half.
Fitzroy players got their hands up once again above their heads as if they're standing the mark.
Edwards over Allen's head. Pushing the back to Atkins. No, it's not. Pushing the back to Waters. Waters chips over to Allen. Just short of centre wing. About a minute to go now. Players looking very tired. Boyle holds up in the air. Jeff White, great mark over Malloy. Obviously White's not that tired. Kicks up looking for Burrows. Oh, it's all a bit too easy. Zanotti just stood there and watched him. Burrows plays on, runs around too easily. Kicks up into the forward line. Punched out by Pizzotto. Barker to clear. Barker finding Zanotti about 50. Zanotti can't mark the ball. Chips into Johnson. Come up from the forward line. Been active this quarter. He's already kicked 3. Johnson chipped into centre back. Dougie Hawke has been very quiet. Here's someone that hasn't been quiet, is Simon Atkins. Drives up forward. Looking for Dent over their head. Rush for Edwards.
O'Reilly hurt himself too when he came down.
Edwards along the ground and out of bounds 50 metres from the Fitzroy goal.
He's holding his knee. It looked as if he jarred his knee. There he is.
Looks okay, Don. Throw in, 50 metres out from Fitzroy's goal. Punched by White over his head. Wardell Johnson can't make a clean possession. Boyd, handball to Mitchell. Rushed onto the boot. Leach and Paxman. Leach is the quicker. There it is, the siren. Historic win for Fremantle. 18-13, 121 to Fitzroy, 11-12, 78.
In 1982, Gerard Neesham, the coach of the Dockers, played 9 games for the Sydney Swans. A while later, in 1995, the Swans wished they'd never heard of the bloke. This game is at the Wacker across the Nullarbor in Perth. It's round 6 of 1995, and the Dockers are full steam ahead towards the top 8.
So here we go into the final term. 16-9 plays 13-8. Sydney wants the first one if they're going to make a real challenge for this. Out of the centre, McManus tries to take it away, and the youngster does for the Dockers. Towards Hutton. Can't mark, but great recovery, and is going to be paid.
What's that for? Or over the neck?
Too high.
He's paid it over the neck.
The thing about John Hutton, though, is his recovery is quite good. I was going to mention he, at times, does tend to go to ground a bit too much, but watch this. Probably should have held in the first place. The free kick was for a, well, chop behind the head. It must have been. It looked pretty insignificant from here.
Very ordinary.
So now he's looking at his 7th goal. Hasn't kicked one at this end of the ground today.
Coming into this match with 4 goals, 7 to his credit for the year. And I reckon he might have missed that, has he? Yes.
6-4, Sandy.
First set.
So 20-point margin. The Swans can never be written off. They usually fight games right out, as Adelaide would know last week when they kicked 11-9 in the last term. But certainly they'll have to play a lot better than what they did in the 3rd term. And Fremantle took right over. Here's the kick in by Doreen to the half-back area. Man was held. McManus showing that pace. A quick kick out in the direction of Burrows. It sits for him. But the wrong way it went. Here's Caven. And he's got to kick it. Out wide is Troy Gray. Now will it sit for him? It rolls over the line on centre wing. So there's Troy Gray. He's had a pretty ordinary day, actually.
He's found it pretty tough.
Rose has been good. That's a free kick. Oh, I thought Burrows got into his back then. Round the boundary line goes Kapler and over. So again, Rose will do battle with Burrows. Rose front position. Burrows got the big leap. Flicks it over the back. Creswell. Kick it. Oh, through that back. And the umpire said exactly that. He scooped it up, and you can't do that. Dale Kicker doesn't agree. It's a kick here to Troy Gray. He's on centre wing. A crowded forward line. Gray kicks it wide to the half-forward area. Bayes in front. Tries to hook it down with the left hand. Parker over the top. Here he is, Scott Chisholm. Clever hand pass. McGovern back to Chisholm. He loves a run. He's going to back himself in. One bounce.
Great
Some good shepherding. 3 bounces. Will he go again? He comes through the middle. Oh, terrific to watch. Up towards Wills. Towards half-forward is Caven. Caven's going to... Oh, he should have kicked it. Stop mucking around in defence. Here's Brunton. 2 players coming at him. A quick hand pass. McManus is there. And McManus went without it. Now a chance. O'Loughlin to Bayes. Back it comes to Garlick. Garlick a wild hand pass. O'Loughlin. Garlick again. The chip pass. Lockett. He's got O'Reilly to beat. I wonder how fit he is, Lockett. Good tackle by the big fella. Still going on with a terrific play, Tony Lockett.
There's some good work in that last 3 or 4 minutes by Greg Madigan. The shepherd on Lewis was terrific. Lewis found it pretty difficult to get up. He's had a pretty ordinary day, Dale Lewis.
Yes, he certainly would have felt that shepherd. No question of that. Leach. Bouncing his way into the back pocket. That's the way they do it, the way they come. Norris to halfback McGovern. Swings it wide to the outer side because Leach had made space over in that position. Looks up towards Abraham on right half forward. Winston has 3 goals to his credit. 1 in the first term and 2 in the third. In a very exciting burst. Man and Rose. Man does well. In towards a full forward. Caven defends. He pokes the ball out the back door. Dunkley got it towards Huskus, who was well tackled. Wardell Johnson goes in strongly. Hutton is there. Roos in hot pursuit, and he runs out of room. Will sees it over the line.
That's great pressure by John Hutton. He was the tackler then. And then kept the pressure on. Good to see that from the forward.
6 goals, 4 to his credit to date. Big day for John Hutton. One of his best. Kelly, claim. The ball spills free. Wills had it for a moment, but then lost it. Allen looked for the free kick, didn't come his way. Burrows gets it back towards Allen. From a standing start, he pumps it in towards the forward zone again. Wardell Johnson at the back couldn't take the mark. Caven over the line. With him also was Andrew Dunkley.
So forward pocket for the Dockers. Peter Mann had a better third term after quiet first half. Roos to do the ruck work with him. Mann held his ground. Wardell Johnson goes to go. A quick hand pass comes out to Roos. Here's Doreen. Down towards Lewis, who waited for it. Gets in a hand pass. Garlick snaffles it. Oh, poor bounce. Lewis still going in. That's good play by Dale Lewis. Now he gets back onto the right foot. Off the side of the boot. Troy Gray is there, but beaten to it by Lynch. But actually ended up poor play.
Because he had to kick it free on the other side, Pete. Derek kick it.
So Quentin Leach. Oh, clever kick that for Waters. There's leads everywhere here. Wills, if he kicks it out in front of him, Wills should mark. He does, and Wills certainly within kicking distance, 45 metres from goal.
Just five, yep, sorry, Pete, just 5 and 1 for the day for Andrew Wills. And Scotty Waters, the player giving it to him, has been probably the best on the ground to date.
Well, he's kicking for his second goal of the game. He's hooked it, trying to get that extra bit of distance, and it's one behind to Andrew Wills from a Geelong half forward. But at the moment, Ross, just can't see Sydney kicking
back.
goals.
No, they needed to get the first couple of this quarter, Pete, and show some initiative, get themselves going. But the Dockers have held them at bay, and they've taken the initiative.
Sydney have not yet scored in this final quarter. Burrows marks in front.
He's been a good player too, Sandy, particularly when he's been on the ball.
Yep, loves a leap.
And this sort of turnaround from a kick-out should never happen.
Well, he's going to be kicking from probably 60 metres. It's a lovely looking drop punt. What a kick! What a kick for a goal! Oh, he can put it, Roscoe.
Yes, he can. He can also read the play well, Sandy. He looks almost laconic at times in the way he runs and lopes around, but he actually knows where to go. And as I said, this kicking from Doreen, not good. And to boot it back 60 metres, very effective. He's gone straight back onto the ball with Spider Burton having a rest. They've asked a lot of Craig Burrows, centre-half forward, and on the ball, but he's doing it well.
So a tough task now for the Swans. Let's see what they're made of as we see Creswell on the left boot. Coming now towards half forward. There he is, Chisholm, reading it beautifully as usual. Goes wide to Leach, who's having a terrific second half. Leach. Oh, coming right down the boundary line. Exciting stuff, still going. Oh, he ran a long way without bouncing it then. Still going. Over the top he goes. Here's Mann. Back to Leach. A hand pass. Over to Winston Abraham, who races in the goal. That is magnificent football. Fremantle Dockers. 4 goals to Winston Abraham. And a tough task now for Sydney.
Yes, and the preparedness then starting with Scotty Chisholm in the back half to give it to Leach, and they just back themselves. There's Chisholm following up with a Shepherd, and then just instinctive handball here, even though some of their players are under pressure here. Mann quickly, Leach quickly, and Abraham. Gee, good kick from there.
So here we go out of the centre once again. The Dockers have been running right. They've booted 8 goals, 7, while Sydney have kicked nothing. Allen, a chip towards half forward. Kick it, couldn't take it. Kelly does for Sydney. What can they do to get back into this game? To stop the run, Brunton comes away. Towards centre wing, Lewis takes a diving mark. Dale Lewis swings up towards half forward. Bays waiting down in front, McManus. Out of trouble once again through Chisholm to half-back McGovern. O'Reilly's running down the ground. Lockett's got to give chase. Away goes O'Reilly's man. Lockett, that is, chasing him. O'Reilly to the cheer of this big crowd. Gets underneath a drop punt. It's high, but so too was Hutton. He couldn't take the mark. Cavan comes away, kicks towards the half-back line. It may be taken over the line, or will Rose swing round and keep it in? He does, just towards centre wing. Gray is the flyer, and he marks in front. Under 13 minutes remaining. The Dockers look in control. Unless Sydney can do something special. That isn't the kick they want from Lewis. McGovern, a bit of a shove on Kickett. Gets it away. Allen may have a run here if it sits. Lewis chases. He's tired. Allen bounces his way to the 50. He's had two from 52 metres. The skipper sets sail for home. How's that for a captain's goal?
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Well, they're sitting up and telling us something today. You better take some notice.
And the applause to Andrew McGovern on half-back. Watch this contest. Just got kicked out of the way. Possibly in the back, but not badly enough. And then the kick to find Allen was spot on. And Allen just backed himself. I thought he was going to run too wide and make the angle more difficult. Could have straightened up. He had man to come across and assist with a Shepherd. Classic kick.
Exciting stuff by the Fremantle Dockers as they're on a real roll. The bounce. Rose has tried his heart out at those centre bounces. There was Waters again. Rose went without. Scott Waters has been fantastic. There's Norris. But the umpire comes in to bounce. Gee, Waters has played a fine game.
He has.
And Creswell starting to just following everywhere he goes now. Ron Barassi would realise the danger of Waters. It might be a little bit too late. Here's Kickett. Doreen. Kelly has faded out of the game. The chip pass is on. Here's Brunton. Now, where's Big Lockett? Lockett. He can give it to him now if he chips it in. Good lead by Lockett. Poor kick by Brunton. Way over Lockett's head. Here he is. Scott Chisholm. There's a bounce. The racehorse. Away he goes. And brings it out towards centre wing. Have a look at this. Oh, the tunnel ball job. Out there is Burrows. He's caught. The ball hits the deck. Here's Norris. Oh, they're finishing full of running here. Here's Miller. Out wide is Burrows. They've got loose men everywhere as Burrows goes down towards the pocket and he finds Hutton. Hutton is a beautiful kick. He'll have to kick at 55. He's way out in the boundary. I think he might have a shot here. Leads are on.
It's quite a long kick, Pete, but he struggles for accuracy at times.
Well, he's kicked 6 goals. The way they're going, you'd almost back him. And he's looking inside to see if he can give a short one. But I have seen him kick some very, very long goals, Hutton. He's kicked this one up high. It's slightly across the face. They're going to fly. Oh, McManus went early and almost took it. But the umpire will bounce.
Inside the last 10.5 minutes. And defensively tapped over for a behind. Sydney just finding it so difficult to score. They haven't as yet in this term. Dockers have added 3 goals, 3. Garlick from half-back goes in towards his captain in the centre. And he doesn't let him down. Off to Darren Kapler, who kicked a goal in the second quarter. Down towards the half-forward line. Lockett's a chance. Look out, I'm coming through. And he gives it to the left-footed Leon Higgins, who's in the right position to goal from there. And he finally breaks the Sydney drought. Well, the boy from Tokemall gets his first, and Sydney's first for a long, long time, Roscoe.
Yes, he's had a pretty tough day. Chisholm just overran it, and Lockett, who's found it difficult to get opportunities, particularly when Riley's run off him. He hasn't got used to the fact that O'Reilly will do that quite often, but limited opportunities coming to Lockett after the half-time break. Found it pretty tough.
So Burton comes in to do battle against Rose. It bounces the way of Rose. He flicks it back to Lewis. Out wide is Creswell. Creswell up towards Lockett. Couldn't mark. Still going on with it though, Big Tony. Knocks it out. Good played. Troy Gray kicks. It's close. It's a goal. It's his first. Started full-back. And a couple of quick goals for the Swans, Ross.
Yes, they've got some tough weeks ahead of them, Pete. We just watched this again on replay. Collingwood at Victoria Park as Lockett just makes a contest of it. Madigan just overrunning it a little. And then Troy Gray drawing a bit of a run on the forward line. But Collingwood at Victoria Park, then Carlton, Richmond, they've got some tough weeks ahead of them, Sydney.
Troy Gray gets his first. Burton sets himself against Rose in the centre. And an infringement is going against Sydney.
Oh, gee, coaches would hate that, wouldn't they?
No, that's terrible.
So Burton is going to take it. A healthy advantage with a big kick down towards Hutton, who's trying to do the work from behind. Wills, can he control it, the former Cat? Oh, he gets a kick, but it's high and wide and not too handsome. Out of bounds on the full. 7 kicks and 3 marks. And a crowd of almost 22,000 here at the Wacker Ground in Perth. Gray was up high, all to no avail. Rose gets a hurried kick towards centre wing, towards Bays. Not the way he'll want to finish his 200th game, Roscoe.
Yeah, it's been a bit sad for Mark Bays. He certainly would like to. His teammates have helped him a fair bit. He's alternated today between centre-half back and centre-half forward with Paul Roos. But again, another player finding the game pretty tough.
From the throw-in, Burton's height advantage a telling factor once again. Mops of hair at the bottom belong to Dale Lewis and Scotty Waters. And Chris Mitchell. He's number 4. Will have a bounce. Lewis through, got boot to it. Now Allen. Chance to set up something here. Kick it goes back to his captain. Centering Winston. Look at him go. From 40 metres, he heads for home and bang, there's another one. Give us a smile, Winston. You're doing a marvellous job. 20-12 plays 15-8.
Well, they might have to give him a couple of weeks off from playing one and give him another couple off, because he's come back with a vengeance, hasn't he? Just watch his setup again. His explosive pace and his ability to balance, having exploded away from his chaser. Ben Allen just featuring, just keeping the ball in motion. Kick it again, who's had quite a bit of the football, about 22 touches. And watch his pace as he breaks. I mean, Leon Higgins, the chaser, isn't slow, and he doesn't make any ground on him at all. And then he steadies, as I say, and just finishes off so very well.
So Winston Abraham has kicked 5. Hutton has kicked 6. Here's Dale Lewis, who's tried very hard in his final term. McManus has showed a fair bit. Benny Allen. He's going the long bomb. It's off the side of the boot. Dunkley back with the flight of the ball and a finger tipper. A good mark. On to Caven. Caven a bounce. Oh. I think Peter Caven's got to learn to run his 10 and then kick it out of defence. Exactly. He's not really a finesse type player.
Play the percentage.
And it makes it look worse when you're wearing gloves too, Ross. It really does. We might be a bit old-fashioned, I think. Even Gary Ablett had them on yesterday, the gloves. Now here's Creswell. Off the side of the boot. It's all Fremantle Dockers. And this crowd, gee, they make a noise. I think they make a lot more noise than the West Coast supporters,
They
Ross.
are a bit more vocal, Pete, yes.
So the kick by Parker. Down towards the pocket. Roos had a quiet second half. Paul Roos, a good first half.
Well, the locals will certainly find out next week who makes the most noise. History-making day in the city of Perth.
Yes, unfortunately there, Sandy, though, because it's an Eagles home game, there'll be more Eagles supporters than Dockers.
Yep.
But it'll be reversed later in the year.
Peter Mann marks just inside 50.
Yes, and Mann's played a fair bit forward this year. Jared Neesham said in an interview before the game that he struggled in the back half. And fortunately, Parker, Jones and others were able to hold up in the half-back area and allowed Mann to go forward, where he's been pretty effective in most of the games.
Kicked a goal in the 3rd quarter. And he bent that back enough for another one. So they're finishing full of running. 2 to Peter Mann. 21-12, 138. They lead by 40 points over Sydney, 15-8.
Yes, and Mann now goes off the ground. And after 4 years at North Melbourne, he was one of those players that they wanted to stand up his feet. There's Parker. He's been a bit of a find this year. goes long, and then Mann takes a good grab.
So Fremantle by 40 points. Derek Kickett's gone out of the game. Hand pass to Brunton. Brunton chips it in the half foot. Here's Creswell. Races in the goal, Darren Creswell, and has hit the post. And he's hit that big, thick part of the post down the bottom. Does that bring back memories for you?
Certainly does.
The reason being, if it hits a bit higher, more chance to get it in, aren't you, Ross? Because it's a thinner post. Now, here's Leach. Oh, look at this. He's put it out in front of Kickett. Kickett races to the half-forward line. He did run a long way, and the umpire has pinged him, and Kepler will take the kick.
The two number 11s. Darren Kepler on the defensive side of centre. Kicks to the half-forward line. Pack of 4. Creswell towards Lockett. The strength battle is on. Well, hasn't been paid, but Lockett recovers beautifully. Twists twice, gives it to Kickett, kicks in towards goal and has put it through. Great play by Lockett to recover and then get it to Kickett, Roscoe.
Yes, and he did that last week a few times, and if they can feed off Lockett like that, you thought it was a free kick, Pete?
Well, let's have a look. I thought he got grabbed, not here, just after this. When, see, oh no.
Yeah, he was taken higher initially, but Kickett he started like a train and then just faded as the game's gone on.
Derek Kickett has kicked 2. Rose. McManus, he's showing a bit. But they'll trouble a lot of sides over here, particularly on hot days, because they just keep control of the ball and keep running. I suppose that's the nature of the game, isn't it? When you think about it. McManus. You know what I mean anyway. Kepler onto the left boot. Where's Lockett? Here he is. Oh, it's a good battle. Riley's a good fullback. Here's my favourite player. He is fantastic, Scott Chisholm. McGovern.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, look. O'Reilly. And big Plugger's after him. I wouldn't back him in the stall, give Plugger. O'Reilly onto the left. Oh, it's good to watch two great players in action down there. O'Reilly versus Big Tony. And one of the great full forwards of all time. And probably... well, could get his 1,000th, it's hard to say that word, 1,000th goal this year.
Yep. He's got 919 at the moment, Pete.
Could be a unique double if he can bring up his 200th game at the same time. But all that lies ahead. At the moment, it's the Dockers we're concerned about. They hold sway. McManus, a little left foot, chips too wide, out of bounds on the foot. Tony, hands on hips, heads back to the forward zone. It's a pretty long walk. Or jog. Showing McManus with Garlick.
The crowd hates it when the umpires it makes it come back a couple of centimetres.
Pedantic. Brunton into half forward. No one able to get it out. But the umpire lets it go. Garlick was there. McManus gets it at the bottom. Kelly is caught. They'll get another chance through. Scotty Doreen kicks down in front of Gray. Leach is there and a timely mark for the Dockers.
Oh.
He goes to half-back. That's unlike them going straight down the ground like that. Waters low to the ground and away he goes to Kickett. Kelly gives chase. Kickett bounces from 55 metres. He goes for goal and he misses to the left. One behind. 21-13. Plays 16-9, under 3.5 minutes remaining.
Yes, impressive display this. The Swans were playing very well in the first half, and the Dockers played a brilliant third term. Doreen to half-back. Kepler just waited for that ball. Back it comes towards centre wing. And McManus battling hard. Brunton, centre wing. chips it in. Oh, he's looking there for Kepler. Good play by Kepler to keep that in towards O'Loughlin. He's going to be a good player, O'Loughlin. Oh, clever play to Lewis. The chip passes on, an ordinary one to Lockett. Great pick up by the big fella. He's got it. Gets in a hand pass. Back in front of goal to base. He slips over at the moment, and then there's a legging and a free kick. Advantage paid to Madigan. Back it comes to McGovern, and they're off and running the Fremantle Dockers.
Does it easily to O'Reilly. Kickett's chasing him. O'Reilly, however, gets boot to ball down towards Hutton. Wills is there. Wills around his body. Bends it back and kicks a goal. I think he has. His second. And again, the margin is out to 40 points.
Yes, I think Big Plugger's saying to himself or to Steve O'Reilly, just stop running down the middle of the ground. Would you cut that out?
I've never seen him look so tired, Plugger.
Yeah, in fact, O'Reilly's pretty weary too. It's been good attacking footy, and here Wills just kicking the harder one. With limited opportunities. Sandy mentioned a couple of goals.
145 plays 105. Burton just props underneath it, and he wins it down to Dale Kickett. Oh, there's danger because Winston's wide. Look at him. I love watching Winston, and that's why.
It's 6, Sandy, isn't it?
Can do no wrong. 6 goals to Winston Abraham, 3 of them in this term, Roscoe.
Yes, and I must say I've already given him my votes, and
you haven't put him in?
Well, it's one of those things. Pete said, for the way he's been chatting, I should have, but when the game had to be won, a couple of other players I had in front of him, but it's been a great display. 1 on each of the first 3 quarters and 3 in this last, as you mentioned. It's just been fantastic.
Well, Sandy, you like watching Winston Abraham, and I like watching Scott Chisholm down the other end. But it all adds up to exciting football when you watch the Dockers play. They are terrific. Here's Miller. Out towards Parker. They're still running fast, the Fremantle boys. It's a hot day. A kick in towards full forward. Big Spider Burton was there. No mark. Wills has got it. Andrew Wills caught. Gets in a hand pass. Rose goes the big punch. Jones is there. Taken by Doreen. Out towards the half-back area. Huskus. Now Garlick. Here he is. Scott Chisholm at the back. Reads it beautifully, and off he goes. Hand pass over the top, and he finds Miller.
Miller goes on to Scotty Waters, one of the best on the ground, no doubt. He goes wide towards Wills and Hutton, and you can bet Winston will be somewhere nearby. Hutton gets caught, pulled to the ground. He didn't have the football. He will have the free kick.
Poor old Winston had to run from the half-back line to get down there, Sandy. You're asking a lot.
Well, I'm popping up for a vote.
Oh, dear. Here we see Hutton here just controlling, then get grabbed. Too long by Kickett.
So John Hutton, 6'4", Ross, is it?
Yes.
To date?
Yes. 3 in the first and 3 in the third.
So let's see if he can kick his first goal at this end of the ground. From 47 metres. Looks pretty good. He has. So he's got 7 and Winston's got 6.
Yes, and what I've admired about John Hutton's game today is, although I have made some perhaps critical comments about the way he does play, is he's always presented himself. If he could just time his leads at times a little better and just get his hands a little softer sometimes when he goes for a mark, he'll take more marks, then get himself more opportunity to shoot at goal. And if he can convert better, be a marvel.
Well, almost 22,000 fans here at the Wacker today, and many following the Dockers would be delighted with this performance. Wills rips it out of the centre once again. He's finishing on a high. So too is Johnny Hutton. What a way to finish.
Oh, dear. Well, it's a great catalyst for him to work on for the ensuing games. I think it's coming into this game as the siren has gone, Sandy.
Let's see if he can finish with number 8 for the day. The drop punt's on its way. I think he has. John Hutton has kicked 8 goals. So Winston, you might miss out on a vote. He's finished with 6 and a standing ovation. Listen to this for the Dockers. A standing ovation.
In round 3 of 1996, Carlton crossed the Nullarbor to go up against the Fremantle Dockers at Subiaco. The reigning premiers from the year before were going for 19 wins on the trot, which was a magnificent record. But unbeknownst to Carlton, Fremantle had some different ideas for the reigning tall blue poppies.
Well, the question's been posed many times, Drew. Without Pearce and Kernahan, could Carlton kick enough goals to win? Well, they've only kicked 4 goals so far to three-quarter time. So all of their championship qualities will have to come out in this last term if they are to continue on their winning streak. Bradley, he's been fantastic for the Blues today. Looking a little bit tired too. His first game for the year after a hamstring injury.
18-4, Kev. It's been a good effort under pressure.
Clappe started the game on the interchange. McGovern with quick hands. Kicked off the ground by Leach. Peter Mann. He's got a chance to give it across to Abraham. He does it. Twinkle toes. Kicks the ball. Here's a chance set up here. And kick it all the way down from half back as marked. Well, he's been to 5 league clubs. Carlton's not one of them.
Interesting too, Kev. There's no one on the mark. But he hasn't kicked a goal in all of last year and so far this year.
Started his AFL career with Fitzroy. Went to West Coast. Went to St Kilda. Went to Essendon. Now Kenny popped this through. What a great start by the Dockers.
Yes, well, that's the settling goal they wanted because Bandy missing that last one before three-quarter time. And Abraham, again, just his evasiveness, ability to just lose a player. Sets it up at Kickett, who had Ben Sexton bearing down him, but stood his ground beautifully. And kicks his first goal in 16 months.
And there's Dale Kickett going back to his position. He's out here near the wing, outside the square for the centre bounce down. His opponent, Clappe. Matthew Allen wins for the Blues. Knocked on by Rat. Spalding. Good gather, but run down by Chisholm. Heaver. Koutafidis was great in the third term. Back to Ratton, who needs to lift. Heaver, a centering kick. Silvani's on the forward line. Crunches the pack. Mitchell for the Dockers. Out to Ben Allen. The skipper has been superb. The kick by Allen holds up a little bit. Floats in the air, but the mark is taken by McGovern. It's 67 to 34. It'll be nearly a miracle if the Blues got up to win from here. And I'll tell you, if the Dockers win this, they'll treat this like a premiership.
McGovern down towards McManus, punched away by Bradley. Well, with West Coast Roscoe being beaten today by about 10 goals, and if Fremantle can beat Carlton, maybe you might see a change in the balance of the strengths of the sides in Western Australia.
No doubt there's been a contrast in results today, Kev.
McManus, man in front. Abraham can't keep it in. Bradley can. Does well to Camporelli. Feeds it back off to Sexton. Goes short to Spalding. Couldn't take it on the half volley. Clappe. He's looking for some option. Kicks down to Silvani in front. Oh, caught one high there from O'Reilly.
Yes, while this was happening, Camporelli off and Murphy back on. There's the over the shoulder. I played that for.
Silvani started the game at fullback. He's moved the full forward, kicked the goal in the third term. They need this early goal, Carlton. Silvani, he's popped it through. Great kick.
And that's that second goal to Silvani, one in that third quarter. Says then Clappe, who's spent a fair bit of time on the bench today, and O'Reilly just infringing across the right shoulder there. It's going to take a pretty good effort for Carlton to knock the Dockers over so far. Every time they've threatened, the Dockers have been good enough to stand up and come back.
in the middle. And Allen's beaten Bandy a couple of times in this last quarter. Bradley out of the middle. Harding, number 32, with Ratton. Well, Ratton gave it to the opposition. I'm not sure whether he mixed up the colours, but Madigan got it. A kick over centre wing. A little toe poke forward to the 50. Manton. There's Allen, who's had a good few minutes. Manton's kick across the half-back line. Whitehead beaten by McManus. Here goes Abraham again. He could do anything. Winston waltzes to the 50, goes for goal. It looks all right. It's home. Three goals to Winston Abraham, and you'd like to be on the Dockers now.
Amazing, Drew. It's the third time he's been able to stroll in like that, get control of the football. Watch this, and no one comes toward him. He almost stands still once he gets to 50, and only at the last minute it looked like it was Allen that comes across his path. Just far too easy for him.
Well, two of the most exciting young players, I think, in the game, Winston Abraham and also Bandy for Fremantle. Taken away by Mitchell. Kicks up towards Wills. Durkay traps the ball. He's got pace as well. And he's got evasive skills also. That's been marked by Wills. He's going short. He's looking for McGovern. So Carlton a little bit slow in picking up their man.
Well, he had Abraham out on his left-hand side all on his own for some time. One of two options there, Man or McGovern.
Well, I've always regarded McGovern as being a pretty fair kick, Roscoe.
Yes, he's a very intelligent player. It's good value for the Sydney Swans, and Derek Newsham acknowledged that and picked him up.
Started on the interchange bench. So Andrew McGovern, 40 metres out. Well, he missed. Be pretty disappointed with that. So Carlton still have a chance. They trail by 34 points. Still with just under 16 minutes to go in this final term at Subiaco.
Dockers have kicked 2 goals to 1 in the last term. Bandy very high, but couldn't take the mark. Ball spills out the back. Madigan, good hand pass. Oh, Bandy doing things like a ruck rope. Hickmott, wobbly old kick, not much distance. Sits up all right. Eva the hand pass out in front. Kutafidi slides it to Clappe. His left footer is good in the direction of Silvani. Tries the one-hander with O'Reilly. Play on, says the umpire. Bursting out of defence. Here is Abraham. Here is Chisholm. Now kick it to centre half forward man. That's a mark or a free kick. The umpire paid the free.
Scotty Chivers is one of the best mopper-upperers I've seen. He just reads it beautifully. He's prepared to back himself all the time. He'll get caught out on occasions, just backs himself so well. I just made that word up, Kevin.
I like it. There's a bit of a chance that the Dockers could come all over the top of the Blues here. They're with the breeze. They're outplaying them still. Man could make the distance here from 55 metres. Drop punt. Not quite. Just punched through for a minor score. But if you've taken the point spread and back the Dockers, you'd have had very, very good odds. And when the Blues lost last year, they lost by plenty. They lost by 72 to the Swans and 58 to St Kilda.
Peter Mann again has been a very good player. 7 marks, 18 possessions. Christou kicks the ball straight up the centre of the ground. Kutafidi's got his hands to it. Allen bundled over by Hogg. Feeds the ball back. Norris read it well for the Dockers. Goes to Madigan. Under a bit of pressure. Comes back. Bandy.
Oh.
Beautiful pass and finds Hines. Got loose man in man. It's mark number 8.
Well, maybe Peter Dean is the general of their defence because they've missed him badly in the back 6.
Oh, yes, I mean, everyone's got injuries, Drew, but you lose a player of the calibre of Dean. You haven't had Hannah, and you lose your 2 key forwards.
So he kicked a goal in the 3rd term. Can he make it goal number 2? He can.
I've said on a number of occasions that for Peter Mann to play so very well at centre-half forward on this side, I mean, it's just a great compliment, because the way the ball is chipped around so much coming downfield, you've got to be such an athlete, and he's proven that. And to play today under some, and he has played the last few weeks under some stress with a left foot problem. It's been a manful effort.
Umpire Jeff Caulfield has it in the centre. 13.5 minutes for the Dockers to keep going against the Blues, to cause a major boil-over. Norris a bit of a fumble, pressured by Murphy. And Murphy once again takes it away from Norris. Ball out of play, throw in, out of side. It hasn't been a giant crowd here today. In fact, Subiaco is very disappointingly probably only about half full. But they've made the noise of a grand final crowd. And just frankly, the game's been a lot better than most grand finals in recent years. Heaver, a lucky kick to Bradley. Bradley has been a star, keeps it low for Silvani. Out wide in the forward pocket. Pressure from O'Reilly. He's now outside the 50. And running out of room. Kick partly smothered. Clappe. Spalding. Under pressure all the way. Ratton couldn't get the ball. Kick it good. Ben Allen sensational. Bandy started the game like a whirlwind. He's had Madden taken off, and we haven't seen Harry for a long time. Bandy's kick out wide to Norris. Murphy pressures again, but Norris beats him. Balks the hand pass and says, "You won't catch me, Justin Murphy." The kick inside 50. Here's Mann again. Beautiful handling. What a great goal. 3 to Peter Mann. And the Dockers are rocking away.
There's an applaudance on half-back to Dale Kickett, on the wing to McGovern. Just the way that ball came downfield. The kick from Norris at that pace was pretty clever. And then for Mann to run onto it, watch his scoop, right-hand scoop, controlled it beautifully. Not easy to kick left foot like that either, running away from goal. What a finish.
Peter Mann, 3 goals, 2 in this final term. A red-letter day for Fremantle. Bandy versus Allen. Allen thumps the ball back towards centre-half forward. Jones has been good all day for Fremantle to McGovern. Caught by Heaver. Dispossessed. Heaver once more. Gets the ball out to Murphy. He spent a lot of time on the interchange. Short to Bradley on 50. Under pressure. Puts it out on the full. And I think today the pressure of Fremantle has been absolutely outstanding.
They've used their running skills, kept not only to attack but also to defend in chasing and harassing, which has been a real improvement in their game.
Harding from the back pocket. Finds Norris. Feeds it off to McGovern. Short to Mann. And the ball just in and then over the line. Fremantle by 47 points. Allen using strength, and he's given away the free kick. So let's have a look at Bandy's stats, because he's been quite outstanding. 9 marks, 14 kicks and 3 handballs.
He could have had a couple of goals too, Kev.
And Peter Mann, 9 marks, 18 kicks and 2 hand passes. And here he goes again with another handball. And his 3 goals also for Peter Mann. Great performance. Camporelli for the Blues, up to half forward. Harding has to wait. Taps over his head. Williams has been strangely quiet. His left footer out in front of Silvani. Might carry. Oh, good hands. 30 metres out. In the goal square is Whitehead. Can't take the mark. Well, Harding got back there. He covered a couple of them.
He's a player, Drew, that's had very little of waffle experience, but has been asked to step up into AFL level, and very few players can do it with the effort that he has. And I just think he's been outstanding since coming in, playing that back pocket or half-back flank. Just does the right thing. Very disciplined. 19-year-old from Claremont. In short, and the mark taken by Chisholm.
Who, according to Ross Glendinning, the best mopper-upper in the game. Allen from half-back. McManus at the back of the pack. Couldn't take it. Koutafidis has battled hard all day. Goes short. The kick carried too far. Ange Christou. Norrish has been very good. Back to Koutafidis. Feeds it off to McKay. Carlton inside 50. Silvani, the high flyer at ground level. Whitehead. Silvani does well. Feeds it out to Heaver. Chisholm. He's hard to beat. Harding. And Mitchell. Finds McGovern. He'll give it back. No. Feigns the hand pass. Goes short. Looking for Kickett. Puts him under a lot of pressure. Clappe's there. He's got to beat two. Caught by Ratton. Finds a teammate in Allen. They've got the numbers. Mitchell out wide. It's keepings off. Just canters to the ball. Kicks into Wills. Shade at the eyes from the sun. McManus picks up. He's off and running. Gives it to Wills. Inside 50. Should kick a goal. Bad miss.
In fact, McManus could well have passed to Hines, who'd given him a very good lead from full forward. But again, their preparedness to carry the ball usually upsets that situation.
McKay finds Christou. Breeze into the Blues' face in the last quarter. Kick by Christou, holds up a bit at half-back. A juggler by Ratton. And he drags down the mark. 17 disposals, 3 marks to Brett Ratton. Bradley has been great. Clappe close to the boundary line. Ball's gone out. We'll have a throw in between wing and half forward for the Blues outer side. Well, I think they know their fate for the day now. It's 88-41. And Fremantle, the new boom team in the West. Another Poseidon, Roscoe. Cooter holds it in one hand. Fends off with the other. Kick to centre half forward. Whitehead floats one to Silvani. He's a long way up the ground. Williams. Yes, good mark, low down. 40 metres out.
Bradley wants it. He goes short to Clappe. Jones did well. Sporting should kick a goal. Just 4 individual goal kickers for Carlton. 2 to Silvani, 2 to Craig Bradley, 1 to Sporting and 1 to Koutafidis.
Yes, and fortunately there, because Clappe split the mark he probably should have taken. But again, a bit indicative of the day that he and his teammates have had, and Sporting just pops up for him.
Quentin Leach comes off the ground. Waterhouse is on. Kicked a goal, his first game of AFL football, the #1 draft choice. McGovern out of the centre square. It's a long bomb. Manton showed great courage running with the flight of the ball. Had the sun in his eyes as well. Gives it off to Sexton. Camporelli kicks wide and finds Bradley. 27 possessions to Bradley. Kicks to centre half forward. Chisholm. Couldn't take it this time. Spalding to Hogg. Twisting and turning. Harding. He's had a great game. The teenager from Claremont. They all love to run out of defence. He's had 3 bounces. Gives it across to Wills. It was a shocking hand pass. Caught in 2 minds. Manton was held without it.
He got a bit further up the ground than I thought he'd ever been before.
Well, in fact, apart from the ordinary handball, he actually went to the flank. He could very well just kept running straight.
Kick by Manton, not great distance to centre wing. There's interference there. Carlton free kick.
Bradley, I think, for holding on against Godden.
Back from hamstring problems, Craig Bradley, but Carlton's best today. The kick inside half forward, magnificent. Oh, don't tell me. Well, he
should have been a mark, Luke.
He paid the 3.
Watch this. He certainly controlled it long enough and was just pushed.
Well, at least he got a kick out of it. Across the half-back line to Godden, up to centre wing to Norrish, who had to wait for it. He dashes past Bradley. Kick by Norrish. Man again. Not this time. Bandy palms to Man for number 4. Across the face and through 4 are behind. He's kicked 3 goals, 3. And he's had a lot of the ball at centre half forward. A 42-point lead to the Dockers, who led by 5 at quarter time, 30 points at half time, 27 at 3/4 time, and they've gone away again. So the only quarter they lost was the third quarter, and they lost that by 3 points.
Camporelli kicking in for the Blues. McManus kicks the ball back, looking for Bandy. It's a great talent, Roscoe.
Well, it is, and the kick off the boot looked pretty poor. It didn't go to the advantage of Bandy at all, but in the end, he had the ability to turn and athletically get back. Ben Sexton got himself right under the ball. He's had another good day, Bandy. Deserves a goal.
Just his 6th game of league football. From directly in front. And he's capped off a great day.
Yes, that athleticism really does help in today's football. Be able to get around the ground as he does. He's still got so much to learn. I know Neil Danaher and Jared Neesham are just trying to teach him as much as they can, cram football knowledge into him. He's a very good student.
The chant going up around the ground for the Dockers, who are giving the Premiers a bath here. That's a free kick to Spalding back at centre-half forward. Fancy getting a percentage booster against the Premiers, and it will be a percentage booster with Carlton's score being so low. Just 6 goals for the day. Silvani with O'Reilly. The kick not going in that direction. Williams outnumbered 2-1. He had no hope, and Mark was taken easily by Chisholm. Across the half-back line. Kick it. They do it all day and so confidently. O'Reilly up from full-back to centre wing. Durkay. Not a bad kick by O'Reilly. Gary Durkay in between half-back and wing, out of side. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the game. Pace by Norrish, tapping the ball for Wills. Camporelli was back there, finds Christou. Still full of run. Gee, they're fit, I can say that. Kick by Christou. Koutafidis almost. Amazing how often it goes from Christou to Kouta, but he hasn't got it this time. Allen, back to half forward. Man puts on the spoil. Illegally, says the umpire. Carlton free kick to go to Sexton.
So Sexton started the game in defence, then went to centre-half forward. Back in defence. Spalding. Has been one of Earl's best days. Carlton forward line has struggled. Punched away by O'Reilly. Ground level. Allen, the big man, does the roving. Gives it across to Hickmott. To McKay. Caught. Great tackle by Abraham. Hickmott's caught. Abrahams has got it. He's off. A couple of casual bounces. He's going to take them all off. Wills traps it at 50. He's caught, he's got man. He's booted 3 goals. Kicks a poor one. Ange Christou gives it across. Ben Sexton out of defence. Clappe running with a fly to the ball. Whitehead has battled hard. Jones has been very good at centre-half back for Fremantle. McManus has lent support. He's running backwards. Transfers the ball out wide. Looking for Harding, who's been quite an outstanding player all day. Now he's got a paddock. Norrish, all by himself, outstanding in this last term. Finds Hines. They should kick a goal. Well, they had the build-up to do a lot better than that, Roscoe.
It's amazing how a player like Norris can get so far free as Godden has a bit of treatment. Limped off just before.
49 points the margin. 3.5 minutes left. Christou. Where's Koutafidis this time? It's in his direction. Allen's there. Bradley. There's Koutafidis. Off to Allen. Matthew Allen. Spent a long time in the wings. Looks as though he might have stepped ahead of Harry Madden today. Here's Koutafidis. Not a great hand pass out wide. Clappe to the goal square. Silvani crunched. Williams is there. Good battle at ground level. Chisholm takes it away from him. Harding's done it again. Back to Chisholm. Blind hand pass, and they're out of trouble once more. Listen to the roar as Jones runs out of defence.
Kicks to space. McKay traps it. Back to Whitehead. He's got Williams loose on half forward. Goes short. Finds Spalding. So Earl Spalding has kicked 1 goal in this term. Just the 4 goal kickers for Carlton. And that might just about sum up Carlton's day. And Dwayne Lamb is down the boundary line.
Yes, Tony Godden rolled his ankle, his left ankle, so he's icing up now and won't be playing any further part in the game.
Hope it won't stop him celebrating, because they're all about to celebrate here in a couple of minutes' time. Might be wasting that ice. Hines takes it from McGovern. Abraham. Well, just as well Earl Spalding has some compassion, because he could have cleaned him right up then. It's the slowest he's been all day. But wait on. Anything could happen. He's caught. And the umpire's pinged him for holding the ball. Well, he did have 18 chances.
Yeah, and he did actually bounce the ball when his jumper was being held onto by Earl Spalding.
So Big Earl will kick from 50. The mighty Ajax was beaten going for his 19th successive win.
Magic number.
In the world of racing. And unfortunately, Carlton also are going to fall at that hurdle. Spalding kicks to the square. Silvani from behind. Chisholm, Clappe, gets it back to Silvani. Oh. Kicker takes it through.
How about the Smothers, one after the other, with the game well won?
Consecutive.
As well.
Scott Chisholm, one of the great talents of the game.
Perhaps the prince of the back line.
13 votes in the Brownlow last year, just 15 games. He's the sort of guy who will capture the attention of the umpire, carries the ball, exciting player. He's done some great things as well today. Manton. It's been an undermanned Carlton today. No Kernahan, no Rice, no Pearce, no Dean. They've just found Fremantle too good today. Kick it. Manton up high, couldn't take it. McGovern taps out to Abraham. Rockets the hand pass to McManus in front. He's got support from Mann. So Mann can go all the way, run inside 50. He's kicked 3. He's had 3 bounces. Should kick his 4th. Great play, Fremantle.
And that's 4 in the second half, 3 in the last quarter to Peter Mann.
Yes, and again, the ability to carry the ball from half back by the Dockers finds player with space, and then they just take everyone on. It's not such an easy kick to have a shot from goal if you've run like that, but he had the good sense just to settle, steady with a couple of shorter steps, popped it through. And again, no one prepared to run toward him.
Well, what a day at centre-half forward. 9 marks, 21 kicks, 4 goals. Just 14 seconds left. The Dockers are over 100, and they'll win by over 50, unless the Blues can get a goal here in the last few seconds. Hogg taken off the ball by Mitchell. It's been a great performance by Fremantle.